You are looking live here in beautiful Salt Lake City, here at DNA HQ. My name is Darren. That is AJ. What's going on, my friend?
What's up, buddy? How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Looking for another exciting edition of the DNA Sports Recap. And
Very exciting. So much good stuff to talk about.
That's what we're here to do. So what we're going to do first is we're switching it up this week, AJ.
Yes, we are.
We are switching it up, and we're going to start with a little bit of Major League Baseball.
Absolutely.
But first, before we get into the content, folks, we'd like to encourage you to join the conversation in the comments down below. While you're down there, consider subscribing to Major League DNA and make sure you smash that like button for your boy AJ right over there.
Do it.
All right, folks, as a reminder, if you're watching this live on YouTube during our live stream, we want you to jump into the chat. Let us know where you're watching from. AJ wants to know your favorite color, as always, as long as it's blue. I mean, red, not blue.
Not blue.
Whoa. Easy there. Easy there.
Yeah, easy.
Yep. Jump in. Let us know what you're watching, where you're watching from, as well as, comment on what we're talking about. We want to hear from you folks. That's what makes this show fun to do live, is that we get a chance to chat with you and interact with y'all. Because, again, that's kind of the point of this whole gig, was to basically just kind of be one of those shows where, what if you bellied up to the bar with a buddy and just started talking sports? That's essentially
what
we
do. At one point, we actually had a bar.
We did, but the acoustics were terrible, and the mics didn't work, and
we were filming on a GoPro.
Yeah, so yeah, it was interesting. Interesting.
Yeah, check out some of our first videos on the main page. That's a good time.
Yeah, it is a good time. It's actually part of our intro that we're not going to be using today, but yeah, so. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it, man. We're going to start a little bit about Major League Baseball first, and then we're going to go into the Jazz after. That's going to be the subjects we're talking about today. Hopefully some news happens on the Utes front in between now and next week that we could talk a little bit about the Utes, but I doubt it. I mean, it's just in the offseason. It's all good. All right, man. So let's go ahead and jump into it. The first subject we want to talk about is, man, there is a crazy stat out there right now.
Yes.
A crazy stat. Did you know that Fernando Tatis Jr., according to Baseball Reference, has 196 plate appearances in 53 games this year? The guy puts up on average 6 WAR a year.
Wow.
Guess what he's sitting at right now for the year?
Batting average wise?
No, WAR.
Oh, WAR?
His batting average is 255, by the way. But what is his WAR?
I'm going to say 12.
0.
0?
Yes. And what if I could make it even worse, AJ? What if I said that he hasn't hit a home run yet this year?
No way.
Yeah.
0 home runs so far?
0 home runs. As of the time of recording, 0 home runs, according to Baseball Reference.
Because you said that, he'll hit one tonight.
Oh, for sure. That's just how this works. But yeah, so that's crazy. He, on average, hits about 30 home runs a season, 25 to 30 home runs a season on average. But right now, he's sitting at 0. And it's leaving a lot of people asking, what is going on with Tatis? Well, we have a bit of an answer to that now, don't we?
Yes, we sure do. Yeah, I mean, it all started because he just lost another legal ruling in his dispute with Big League Advance Fund, BLA, over a 2017 investment contract. So a San Diego judge refused to overturn an arbitration decision that favored BLA. And this all kind of linked back to Tatis signed a deal when he was 18 to receive $2 million in exchange for 10% of his future baseball earnings over 25 years. Well, Mr. Tatis ended up becoming a superstar, right? Which was a great idea when you're 18, right?
Great idea.
I'm a millionaire.
Yeah, $2 million. And if you don't sign a contract in the Major League, they don't have to pay it back.
Yeah, it's a straight investment. That's what it is. But yeah, he kind of turned into somebody. Ended up signing a 14-year, $340 million contract with the San Diego Padres. And, he pretty much now owes 10% of that back to the company that fronted him $2 million.
Which is crazy. Why do you think... Okay, let me ask you this question. One, Fernando Tatis Jr. early in his career actually said that when he was called up, said he wouldn't be in the majors without that $2 million that he got from BLA.
Right.
So what makes you think he changed his mind and decided to sue the company? Just because he doesn't want to pay the $34 million?
And it's paid back annually, right? So it's like on
Right.
his annual, so it's 3.37 million or whatever per year. But he's like, yeah, nah, I shouldn't have to pay that back.
Yeah. Question I have is, why did he sign this in the first place? His name is Fernando Tatis Jr., which means his dad is Fernando Tatis, who had quite a long career himself, who earned like $15 million in salary as a baseball player too. Is his dad broke? Like what? Why did he do this? Where was Pops?
Yeah. Yeah. And where was anybody like on your like life coaching mission that they're like, dude, just stick it out. But I mean, if somebody told you they'd give you $2 million and if you became a superstar, they want 10%, or if not, it's you got $2 million.
Yeah, I actually asked my son this very question. He's 15, and we kind of ran through the numbers, and I asked it based off of something that he would like to do.
Yeah.
And basically did the same thing, used the same numbers, same time frame, and everything. And I asked him, "Would you do that?" He's like, "Absolutely. That's a no-brainer. Why wouldn't I?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Because if I don't get the $2 million, then it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And I never get there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, all day." And I'm like, "That's a smart way of looking at it." So here's a few things. I want to get into the BLA side of things, but let's go ahead and get into why I think Tatis is actually mad about this and doesn't actually want to pay. Okay. There's two reasons why Tatis doesn't want to pay BLA. And the two reasons are taxes and tomfoolery.
Okay.
Let's start with the taxes. All right. So taxes. Tatis only, and I put only in air quotes because what I can do with $170 million will only get $170 million of that $340 million contract after state and federal taxes. So I know I'm saying only $170 million is a lot, but when the bottom line on that contract says 340 and you're only getting $170 million of that, that kind of sucks. Then go ahead and take away another $17 million that he owes his agent and management. So that brings you down to $153 million. And then go ahead and take $1.5 million out of that for his PED suspension, where he lost 80 games due to that. Which, by the way, he's lucky on that one, because if he did that whole ringworm thing where he took, steroids, if he did that later in the career, later in the years where that contract
cost
bumps
him a
up,
full year.
well, it would have cost him $16 million, because his annual contract value is $30 million. He did it early when it only cost him 1.2 when his contract was much, much lower value for those years. So saved himself quite a bit of money there. So 1.5 million after that. So now we're looking at $151 million, and BLA wants 34 million of that 151, which basically brings you down to 114 million, which doesn't sound like, 117 million. 117 million. Now, it doesn't sound like not a lot of money, but keep in mind, this is a 14-year contract, AJ.
Yeah.
14 years. So that brings it down to an annual salary of $8.3 million.
I mean, that's still $8 million take home a year.
Well, but also think about it that way. Like, he is a $340 million contract type player.
Yeah.
He signed a max contract deal where he would get something like $30 million a year.
Yeah.
And after all of this, he's now making $8.3 million a year, which is going to be basically kind of like your journeyman average salary.
Yeah.
Because of all of this. The contract's extended out, the PED issue, the taxes because he plays in California, like all these different things just start to stack up. So yeah, I wouldn't want to pay $34 million on a $170 million contract.
Pretty good investment by BLA though.
Yeah, because they're getting
pay $2 million, get 34 back.
That's gross, not net. So
yeah.
Good for them. But yeah, man. So I think that's kind of why. And like I said, tomfoolery with the whole game PED suspension and all that. He cost himself some money there. But yeah, I'm thinking when he's looking down the barrel at it, seeing how much money he's losing and everything, that he just doesn't want to have to pay another 34. And his team came up with a bunch of arguments, legal arguments for why he shouldn't have to pay it. My favorite one is that it's against the law for someone to issue loans in the state of California without a license. He forgets that he signed this when he was in the DR. So that wouldn't.
And also, it wasn't a loan.
No.
It was an investment.
No, the judge did say, though, after the, where it says here, I have it in my notes here, that the judge did say that after the ruling and he did side with BLA, that there are legal questions around whether BLA is operating as an unlicensed lender according to California state law, but the ruling will still stand. So even they say, hey, this is kind of like, does it change when it's going to pay out?
Yeah.
Like it's no longer an investment, it's now a loan because they are charging interest. So at that point, it's not an investment anymore. It's now a loan.
Yeah, absolutely.
So with that the case, again, you toss that because, again, they signed in the DR. So it's technically not in California that they signed it. And they also said that he was young. And basically, I'm old school in this kind of thing is, man, you sign a contract and you agree to it when you're 18. A contract is a contract is a contract.
Yep.
Rule of acquisition, by the way. So that is, so I think he has to pay it back regardless. But, some of this does not sit right with me. And I don't know why. I mean, I could go into some of it, but I don't know, man. What do you think about this big league advance, and what do you think about what they're doing?
I mean, I think that it's somebody that had some money that was willing to invest in some players and take a little bit of risk. It is a little bit sketchy to prey on 18-year-old players that, but realistically, how many of these end up panning out?
Yeah, that's why they're suing, because they need Tatis to pay out.
Yeah.
They need that payout for that.
Yeah, how many players have they paid $2 million?
Yeah, because I said this, I think they made a statement on it about only 2 out of every 10 players they sign actually get a payout.
Yeah.
And they're operating on very thin margin when it comes to that. So my take on this, man, is that the BLA, the way they're doing it is fine. Like a player agrees to sign a contract, get that guaranteed money. They do that fine. And if they do sign a contract, they do have to pay it back. I totally get that. What I'm not okay with is kind of in the delta there, that statement that judge made. It kind of sounds like they're going into Latin American countries so they can circumvent some of the U.S. laws to sign these deals, and then prey on players that don't know what $2 million looks like.
Yeah.
And then when they get in the league and realize they sign these massive contracts.
Especially because if you're paying them out in the DR, I doubt they're paying taxes on it. Like they might get $2 million.
Right. Exactly. And now they come to, it's just, to me, I think there's a few things in here that kind of raise an eyebrow. I think it's the shady way that they're doing it, while they're targeting Latin American players where they know they're more than likely not going to have the backing like they do here in the U.S. from, their academies and their preps and all that stuff that happens, and youth sports that their parents have been paying out forever, right?
Yep.
So they're focusing on those players, and also I think again, legally they're trying to circumvent some U.S. laws by doing it this way, and I just don't know how I feel about that. To me, it feels a little icky. It feels a little predatory, but at the same time, they're right. You're probably not going to get there if you don't take the money. You're probably not going to. You invest that back into your body. You might go out and buy a house, buy a car, whatever. But most of that money is meant to get you to the next level, right? Hire the right coaches, hire chefs, training staff to get you there. But yeah, I don't know, man. Something about it just doesn't sit right with me. I do not like this practice.
I don't know. I don't think the practice bothers me. I think it's just a business model to try to encourage athletes to get to the next level. And it's almost like a lottery, right? I mean, if you've got the money to invest, it's not a bad strategy. I don't think it bothers me as much as it bothers you. I think it's...
See, it's not the concept of paying minor league players a guaranteed salary, and then if they do make it, then you have to pay it back. I'm totally okay with that because, like I said, I agree. You do that all day.
Yeah.
It's the way they're going about it to be kind of underhanded with it.
Yeah.
The fact that they are targeting Latin American players, the fact that they are signing these deals outside of the country so they don't have to.
Is there a list of the players that BLA's done this with?
Not that you can find.
Right, because I'm sure
there are a few.
It's a private investment firm, right? They don't have to.
Yeah, there are a few. There's like Ellie De La Cruz is next on the list.
Oh, no way.
And he's going to be signing like a $500 million contract.
Yeah.
So makes you wonder where this is going to go after that, right?
Yeah.
And there's also some other ones, like there's the PDF file that no longer plays for the Rays, Wander Franco. He signed one of these.
Yeah.
So I wonder, because he signed one of these contracts and also signed it with BLA. So even though the contract was voided, does he still have to pay the money to BLA?
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. So we'll see.
I mean, I'm sure as much as he earned,
yeah,
he's got to pay 10% of it.
Side note, did you know that guy's not spending another day in jail?
No way.
Yeah. Ruling came down. Time served.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's wild.
That's disgusting.
Uh-huh.
That is absolutely disgusting. Who knew, right? Who knew? I guess if you have money, then the rules don't really apply to you, right?
Unfortunately, that's the world we live in, buddy.
Exactly. I want to hear from you folks. We want to hear from you folks. Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments down below when it comes to this BLA, Fernando Tatis Jr. I honestly think that this is sitting on his shoulders quite a bit, and with his struggles continuing to mount on, I think this is actually piling on to really kind of escalate what's going on with him.
Getting to the point where it's actually affecting him on the field.
Yeah, so I think it's interesting. We want to hear from you folks. Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments down below for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so you want to kick off the next story?
Yeah, absolutely. Big League Utah, eh?
Yeah.
How about Big League Utah, huh? Major League Baseball expansion discussions are heating up. And Utah is now considered a heavy favorite as one of the top candidates for a future franchise. USA Today MLB columnist Bob Nightingale, he reported that Salt Lake City and Nashville are viewed as heavy favorites for MLB's potential 31st and 32nd franchises. We've talked about it multiple times. Obviously, Rob Manfred has said it in the media multiple times that he wants expansion to keep moving forward, and he wants it to be in place before his term ends in January 2029. So there's a bunch of teams in the race. Having the Millers backing on Big League Utah and having a shovel-ready site and state funding and all that stuff has helped Utah put them, position themselves in the front of the pack. And this is a really exciting time to live in Utah, man.
Yeah. I mean, going over what we have as far as an offering, why we are one of the heavier favorites is, again, like you mentioned, 100-acre site ready with $900 million in state funding, with the Millers backing up another $3.5 billion in the development of the project.
With a B.
Yeah, exactly. The statement that came from Bob Nightingale says, while cities like Portland and Sacramento are preparing their bids for potential MLB expansion sites in 2031 or later, they might just be wasting their time if MLB indeed decides to expand. Salt Lake City and Nashville are heavy favorites. I just think MLB wants to be in Nashville. I think if they were even had the worst offering, they'd still be number one because they just want.
It's just a market. Yeah,
they want that market. I just think it's really interesting, man. The caveat to this, though, is the catch to all that money that the state's going to be funding for this all goes away if we don't have a team by 2030.
Correct.
Which is scary.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. What is your feeling on this particular announcement here, or this statement from Bob Nightingale in USA Today?
I mean, I think it's kind of refreshing as a Utah fan and as a baseball fan. It's really nice to hear that there's opinions of people that are probably a little more informed than we are. People that kind of run in the inner circles. I think we both know that professional sports in Utah do fantastic because we have such great fans here in Utah. The Bees are pretty well supported. I think it's kind of taking the next step towards growing the city to, we'd have 3 professional teams at that point, which would be awesome.
Sorry, soccer fans.
That would be the 4th professional team. I'm so sorry. And actually 5, if you consider the professional
Monarchs.
Women's team.
Yeah.
No, the women's team, the Royals.
Oh, sorry, the Royals.
Yeah.
Monarchs. They're the minor league.
They're the minor league soccer team. Yeah. So, that would be, the only thing we'd be missing is an NFL team.
Yeah, well, that's never going to happen in Utah, I don't think. I think
no.
that was just too...
I think that one's stretching it. I don't know if there's...
how long did it take before Utah had a home nationally televised game on Sunday?
Yeah.
It was 2 decades.
Yeah.
Before that actually happened again. It only happened recently, a couple seasons ago.
It's pretty brutal. Yeah. And that's one of the major killers for NFL football for sure.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know, man. I think it's awesome. I think I'm really excited because I feel like there's almost no way it doesn't happen at this point. I'm almost locked in my heart that we're getting an MLB team. It's not if, it's when. You know what I mean? The more and more these kind of reports come out, the more it makes me feel pretty optimistic that we could get an MLB team here, and that would just be legendary because then we could have one more channel because we don't have enough.
Yeah, well, we have the channel. We just will talk about it here, right?
Oh, I guess that's true. Yeah, we just do it here.
We do it here. Eventually
know.
do subjects about the Dodgers and Braves and everybody else. I guess.
I don't know. I feel like we'd have to make its own channel.
I don't know. We'd have to.
Let
us
you
know,
guys.
folks.
You guys let us know. Absolutely.
Yeah, we need to start a channel for a non-existent baseball team for 4 years from now. Let us know what you think.
Future MLB Utah DNA.
Yeah, we'll just talk over, read it line by line, and every article
is posted. Just discuss it.
Yeah. Well, here's kind of the thing. Here's my statement on this one, man. This is a whole lot of nothing for me.
Really?
This means, dude, Bob Nightingale saying an article in the USA Today saying that he believes that these two are the front runners for it. I mean, yeah, we've been hearing that for almost a year now.
Right.
We've been a favorite. We've been a top prospect. We've had the most money. We've had these statements come out every 6 months for like the last, at some point I think maybe big league Utah's just, greasing the palms to keep us in the news. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Because honestly, man, none of this matters. None of it matters because there is not a chance for MLB's expansion to happen if we don't have baseball in the year 2030.
That's correct.
So while I'm excited about it, why I appreciate the optimism, there's almost like what I think Ken Rosenthal said. There's about a 90% chance of a lockout this offseason.
Yeah,
where we're potentially going to lose games, potentially the whole season. If these two teams don't come together, why that would push that time frame past 2029.
Right,
and then what happens? We don't have a team. We lose our $900 million in state funding, and then we're no longer.
But it's not that they can't. It's not that they can't reissue the public funding. I mean, that's just the initial public funding that's currently approved is good till 2030.
Yeah, I just think it's a little bit of putting the cart before the horse here.
Yeah,
let's get.
I get that.
Let's get a CBA. Let's make sure there's going to be baseball to be had.
Yeah.
Let's see what that revenue sharing is going to look like and what that all split's going to look like before we talk about, bringing in another team. Which actually is a nice little pivot there, AJ.
Yes.
Brings us on over to our next subject.
It sure does.
Do you want to intro this one, or do you want me to? Or
yeah, I can intro. Yeah, absolutely. So the CBA, Major League Baseball Players Association, they made their first official proposal in the new collective bargaining negotiations with Major League Baseball. So the union did not include a salary cap, which we are sure MLB owners are expected to push for heavily. MLB is reportedly preparing to formally propose a hard salary cap and salary floor system for the first time since the 94-95 strike era. And
what happened during that year?
I don't know. I was like 6.
They canceled the World Series.
In the 94-95 season?
Yeah, there's no World Series that year.
Really?
Yeah. So that just kind of lets you know what's on the table when the management, when owners put up they want a salary cap.
Yeah.
Just let you know, historically, that's what happens. So this is kind of a bigger deal than people want to make out at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. But the MLBPA has proposed the MLBPA proposal. It kind of focused on reducing financial disparities through revenue sharing changes instead of implementing a cap system. So.
Yeah, and I really like how they put this because it makes me. The enhancement revenue sharing includes adding protections to ensure clubs are prioritizing winning over profiteering.
Yeah.
Which this proposal is going to take the salary, the CBT, the collective bargaining tax threshold, raise it from $244 million to $300 million. Which will give every small market team initially guaranteed a minimum of $240 million in annual revenue. So if the players get what they want and this gets pushed forward, which is not going to happen, but if it did get pushed forward, that means every small market team starts their season with $240 million in profit before the game even starts, before they sell a ticket.
Which is crazy.
Yeah. So now again, people are payroll this, payroll that. Okay, let's say that you are at a minimum salary of $120 million. You're still sitting at $120 million net revenue. And this would be based off of TV deal money, not like in-game purchases like jerseys, hats.
Yeah,
hot dogs,
everything that's
like
sold.
that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, every team will be making $240 million before the season even starts. That's I don't know, man. I don't think that's going to do anything to curb profiteering. I still think the Bob Nunnings of the world.
All of these guys own MLB franchises for a reason.
Yeah, if you're going to tell me that the A's, like Fisher, Bob Nutting of the Pirates, you're telling me that you're just going to increase the amount of money they make per year by $100 million, and you're not going to force their hand to spend more money?
Yeah.
Like, they're like, cool, I just made an extra $100 million. Like,
That was easy.
What are you doing to curb profiteering? You're not doing anything there.
Yeah.
So, again, like you mentioned, it's the first official proposal. The MLB is about to make their first counter proposal, which will be expected to be tomorrow. And like you mentioned, they will be probably some type of salary cap and floor provision in there.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens there. I don't know, man. This is the first step to something that's very important. Like, I think that's great that we're doing this way before our All-Star break. I am about 75% confident that there will be a work stoppage in Major League Baseball. Like, they will lock out the players, whether it costs us games or not. I'm about 50-50 on that one.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen, but I don't think a salary cap is in the best interest of Major League Baseball. It doesn't seem to benefit in hockey. It doesn't seem to benefit in the NFL. And it doesn't seem to benefit in the NBA either.
No, especially because I just created a tiered system where you can just pay luxury tax. I mean, all it does is make the league more money.
Yeah, like in the NFL, like people will say, "Oh, it's got the most parity in our league." I'm like, other than last year, there was a Mahomes or a Brady in every conference championship game for the last 18 years prior to that. That doesn't scream league parity to me.
Correct.
You know.
Yeah.
We almost had a three-peat by the Chiefs. You know, so why is setting a salary? Where's the parity there? You know, we have teams like in the NBA, we have teams like the Cavaliers, who are over the threshold, and the Golden State Warriors, who went way over the second apron for years, and they were on a dynasty. They won like 5 rings in 6 years, or 4 rings in 6 years, something like that.
It was 4, yeah.
Yeah, and so I mean, did that soft salary cap actually act as a salary cap at all? No. You know, like, it doesn't seem to work there. Hockey, I'm a little less informed on that one, so you know, there might be some validity there, but to me, it just doesn't make any sense to implement that unless you have any evidence that it actually works.
Yeah, and there's not enough evidence around other professional sports that it is super effective. But I don't know. I mean, I think it'll be interesting to see what the MLB comes back with. I mean, if you think that that's going to be the hard stop on, you know, work essentially, like, is the MLB willing to start losing money because the players aren't going to go out there because of the salary cap?
They've done it before.
I know, but
and they will do it again.
But are they going to do it where they're in a position right now where the sport is growing faster than ever? And you know what I mean? Like in the 94-95 season where they stroke, I was pretty small at that point, but I'm willing to bet the league was not growing as fast, and the sport of baseball was not growing as fast as it currently is.
No, because it didn't need to. It was already still the number 1 sport in the country.
But it was overtaken
because of the strike.
So that's
you're saying they're going to learn from their mistakes.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Yeah, it's like, are they willing to risk the rapid rise that they're on, and knowing that, okay, this could set us back years if we don't get this right. And they've got a few months to figure this out, right? Like, what is it, December 12th?
It's when this one ends. Yeah.
Yeah. It was December 6th. I can't remember.
Yeah. It's basically the end of the year, a month after the season ends.
Yeah. It's like, but it's got to be settled by then. Otherwise, players don't report for work in January or whenever it is, right? Whenever spring ball starts.
Yeah.
Pretty much January.
February is when they report. But yeah, no, it's exactly what's going to happen. We got some time. I'm glad they're doing it now. I'm glad they're both meeting in good faith. We'll see if it stays that way. There's been a lot of turmoil with the Players Association's president having to step down because of inappropriate relationships. So they have now an interim president.
Yeah, interim. Yeah,
interim president handling the negotiations for this, which is.
Oh, sorry, I had it in my notes. It's December 1st.
There you go. So yeah, there's a lot to be concerned about with this one, man. There's a good chance that we might lose some baseball. I don't like focusing on the doom and gloom of this, because this is something that I like the channel to be more positive and like to talk about that. But yeah, so that's why when I see that article about expansion, I'm just like, yeah, there's a big hurdle to get over before we talk about that.
We got to get the CBA fixed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine how much money, if the teams do lose money, how much money are they willing to lose because now it's not profitable to expand to 32 teams.
Yeah.
So
and that realistically changes everything at that point.
So I don't know. I'm glad that that's there. I appreciate the proposal, what they did here. I like what they're doing as far as raising minimum salaries for the players. If there is, with the shared revenue hits 240 million, the minimum salary for a player is like 1.2 million versus 800,000. I doubt anybody's going to cry tears over those, but yeah. Good stuff, at least of an initial offering there from the Players Association. We'll see what MLB comes back with and we'll report on that next week.
Absolutely. I got a question for you.
Sure.
What do you think of all the Tarek Skubal trade rumors?
Oh my gosh, these are great.
These are great, dude.
These are so good.
Like this guy is legitimately one of the best pitchers in baseball, who's on an accelerated timeline to come back from his loose bodies. Check out our previous videos. Surgery to get repaired. And there is all kind of trade speculation that he will not be with the Tigers by the end of this season.
Well, they do have time to turn around. So if there is any chance that, again, like you mentioned, their whole starting rotation is down.
Yeah.
I think Jack Flaherty is the only pitcher they had at the beginning of the season that is still there.
That's still pitching.
Yeah, that they signed that it's going to be there. And he's definitely a fifth spot rotation type pitcher.
Yeah, he's not.
All love. You helped out with the 2024 World Series, man. So once a Dodger, always a Dodger. So, but like that one, dude, like when he's like the one that's you're relying on, Skubal comes back. If he shoves, I really would, if I were him, I'd not push it, I would be careful. But yeah, coming up to the trade deadline, again, you have to ask yourself, is it worth it? Like you're going to have to trade the farm practically for this guy.
Yeah.
I mean, not as much as you would last year when they decided not to trade him, but a year of eligibility.
And the big thing is can you, how soon do teams start approaching this? Because the risk is much higher for a team where the value is a lot lower until he comes back. Once he comes back and throws 6-7 innings, his value just skyrocketed again, right? Like
6 or 7 starts, you mean?
Yeah, sorry, 6 or 7. You know what I mean? Throws 6 or 7 games, like he's still Tarek Skubal, and the chances are he still is. But I'm saying if you start some of these trade conversations now while he's still recovering and he's only thrown 50, 60 pitches,
I guarantee you there's not a chance that they trade him before like a week before the deadline.
You think it'll take all the way to that point? I
guarantee you.
Yeah.
Why would you not let them get into a bidding war against each other?
Right. Which is a great point. I don't know. Yeah. I keep seeing they're just all over every MLB app, and I'm just like, dude, we've got to talk about this. Like,
I love it, dude. I love it, and it's going to come up to being like, okay, it's similar to the NBA. Like, you have to have good assurance that this player will sign with your team,
right? Otherwise, everything you just traded for is worthless.
Yeah, I mean,
is he going to stay?
The Angels do that all the time, but
yeah. I mean, and the rumored teams are the standards, right?
The Red Sox did it a bunch the last couple of years.
Rumored teams: Dodgers, Yankees, Braves, Blue Jays.
I would really like to hear an argument on how the Braves get Tarek Skubal.
I'm all in. I'm all in on the Braves.
I would really love to
I don't know.
That.
I mean, the Braves have done that. That was straight out of the MLB article.
Yeah, I really would love to hear that. That pitch.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know.
How good is their farm system? Are they top 5?
They've got some okay farm prospects.
See, the way your voice inflicted that much makes you not so confident.
I don't know their farm system that well would be my problem.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
But no, I just think, the Yankees, I could see it. They are actually underpaying comparatively to what you would think the Yankees would be paying, even though they're still top 5 in payroll. The Red Sox, did you say the Red Sox?
I did not.
Okay, so they're not on the list.
Dodgers, Yankees, Braves, Blue Jays.
Blue Jays, okay. I can see the Blue Jays doing something there.
Oddly enough, I weirdly picture Skubal as a Blue Jay.
I can see it, but also on the same token, I cannot see it because they are drastically underperforming considering that they were in the World Series last year.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And
looked good in the World Series last year.
Yeah.
I mean, had every chance to win the World Series last year.
Literally every chance. Literally every chance.
You can't get more chances to win a game than that.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, whole bunch of like bad base running errors.
Bad ones.
And then my favorite one was when they had their reliever, their key reliever, throw to Rojas 3 fastballs in a row, and he was late on every single one of them. So what they do is decide to throw a changeup and throw it middle. Like, I can't catch up to this fastball, so yeah, go ahead and throw a slower pitch.
Definitely throw a slower pitch. Yeah, don't stay with the fastball he can't hit.
Yeah.
Throw it a little bit slower where his timing's right on the money.
Yeah, that one never made sense to me. And all those times where they just were out of not realizing where they're supposed to be running and get thrown out or backpicked, like how Game 6 ended.
Yeah, just weird stuff, dude.
Yeah, ironically, I actually want to talk about that. Lauer, he was a pitcher for the Blue Jays. He made his Dodger debut yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he pitched, I believe, 6 innings, only gave up 1 earned run, struck out 4. Yeah, had a great outing for the Dodgers.
Great outing, yeah, for sure.
The Dodgers put up 15 runs in run support for the guy. So, yeah, that's always nice. What were those runs for Yamamoto when they lost 2-1? So
it's really hard to lose games when you score like 15.
Yeah, so I just think it was really funny that one of the starting pitchers for the Blue Jays in the World Series last year is now a starter for the Dodgers because we need so much help for pitching. I just think it's kind of funny. But yeah.
Freaking Dodgers.
Yeah, man, I'd love to see it. We want to hear from you folks. Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Where do you think Scooball's going to land? I can see him being a Dodger, man. They need a lot of help with starting pitchers. I can see them doing it. I can see them, with the CBA coming up saying, you know what, screw it. Let's go in for it. Let's see what we can do and what we come out the other end. And I can see them doing that. Yankees, they're not too far out of it, so I see them going for it. But the Blue Jays, I mean, hopefully they'd have some kind of, maybe they're a wild card team. I don't know. But the Braves, that's an interesting one. I would love to hear.
Article.
Yeah, I'd love to hear that because I think that there's something there. But I would love to see.
I'm all for Scooball to the Braves, right? But
yeah.
I don't know enough about their farm system to.
Yeah, we'll see.
To see if it's worth it to give up enough pieces, and I mean I know they can pay the man. They will. Can they make it worth it?
Will they though?
Oh, they will.
They don't follow the Braves method of paying players.
I mean, if he was 15 years younger, they'd pay him max contract for the rest of his life.
Yeah, they'd buy out like all of his arbitration years when he was still just a young pup. I'm just kidding. It's smart. It's smart. We got a comment here from friend of the channel, Tammy Price. I think Braves or Dodgers. Yeah, I think that's the smart one there. Again, I can see it from the Dodgers. Again, Braves, because it's not normal. I like
your input, Tammy. Let's go Braves.
Yeah, because it's not normal, right? Like, that's not a normal name you throw up, so there's got to be a reason there. But yeah, I want, channel favorite. I want to bring up a soft chop topic.
Yes.
Soft chop topic, whatever I just said there. A topic in baseball. A favorite of the channel has returned to baseball, my friend. Made his debut for the Dodgers. Mr. Kike Hernandez.
Kike's back?
The Banana Man himself.
Dude.
Back with a vengeance. First game back, hit a double, a single. Next game back, he hit a home run, another double. Third game back, he hit, I believe, Tabby Price, correct me if I'm wrong, another home run, another double, another single, and on the IL. Torn oblique. He's out.
Seriously?
Yeah. Kike Hernandez, up and down. Tabby Price. And then. Yeah. So we needed Kike to come up because we needed the reinforcement on the lower half of the roster, and boom, he drops like literally 2 games later.
And Kike down.
Yeah. Luckily, Tommy Edman is going to be doing his rehab starting, I believe today is when he starts his rehab assignment. So we'll see if we can get some reinforcements back then. Hopefully he lasts more than 3 games before he drops again. And let's just hope that Kike, again, it's a pretty severe tear in the oblique, so he's probably going to miss about a month.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. And the problem was he was tearing the cover off the ball before he got hurt. It just
maybe that's why, dude.
Really sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really sucks. Yeah. Yeah, this is a significant tear, they say. Yeah.
Who is they?
Who is they? And why are they?
Why are they in here?
Exactly. We want to hear from you folks. Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments down below in regards to anything we talked about when it comes to Major League Baseball this week. You got anything else?
No, that was it.
All right, let's go ahead and switch on over and talk a little bit about your Utah Jazz.
Let's do it. Before we get to the content, we like to encourage you to join the conversation in the comments down below. While you're down there, consider subscribing to Utah Jazz DNA. Smash that like button for your boy Darren.
That's right. All right, man. So let's go ahead and talk about it. Let's go ahead and jump into it. First of all, let's start off the episode by saying
Go Jazz.
that, as well as we cannot thank everybody enough who's recently subscribed to this channel.
Yes.
We over the last 3 weeks, we've probably tripled or quadrupled our subscriber
We've
count.
gained just about 600 subscribers.
Yeah. So we're sitting at 960 subscribers. Notice how it kind of leveled off there?
It leveled right off today. Yeah, it hasn't moved at all today.
Yeah. So probably when we actually see the draft, that's probably
Yeah.
But anyway, so we love the growth, love the channel. Everybody subscribing, everybody new, appreciate. Thank you all very much for subscribing to the channel. Welcome. And to all your Utah Jazz DNA OGs, appreciate. Thanks for tuning in every week. We love it. Continue chatting with us. Again, as a reminder, folks, this is a live stream, so make sure you jump into the chat if you're watching this on our live stream. We want to give a special shout out to everybody doing that, as well as anybody watching this after the fact on Utah Jazz DNA on YouTube or listening to the podcast. So appreciate it.
Yes.
All right, let's go ahead and get into the first subject we want to talk about here, which is actually the Jazz are bringing in. What am I doing? I'm stepping all over your fire here.
Yeah, you are. It's so unnecessary.
I'm just gonna I'll just shut up.
So, Kevin O'Connor reported via X that Mikel Brown Jr. Is he Junior?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I didn't put Junior in there, but I remember Junior.
There you go.
Has been cleared from his back injury and his back injury that he suffered at Louisville. So his first workout this week is with the Utah Jazz. Now, Brown is projected as a top 10 pick in this year's draft, but he's not even a top 5 selection, right? There's multiple players ahead of him. He's kind of projected in the 6 to 7 range. And the Jazz have kept their draft workouts pretty close to the chest. Like they're not telling who's coming in. They're not telling when. This one happens to make it out via X. Mm-hmm. And I think it was in an interview with Mikel Brown where he had mentioned it. But what I want to know is, why do you think the Jazz allowed this one to be said to go out to the media? And then also, why would they work out somebody that's projected to go so much lower than where their current pick is?
See, I love that. I'm going to answer those questions in reverse.
Okay.
Because I think the first question is the nice one, is the nail in the coffin, as they say.
Yeah.
But the second question is where all the meat is on that one. So
yeah,
we're definitely gonna do that. So okay, so first you got to ask yourselves, why are they doing this, right?
Yeah.
So why are they bringing in Mikel Brown Jr. in for this workout? Brown is expected to go anywhere from 5 to 9 in this year's draft, according to Tankathon.com. DC is going to be picking either AJ or Darren, and then the Jazz are obviously going to have the next pick likely to be whichever one DC doesn't take. That's the chalk line, right? That's what we are all expecting to have happen. So unless you're considering to trade down in the draft, or at least appear that you might be trading down the draft, some may think that the Utah Jazz wouldn't even do this, and this is just posturing from the Ainges, right?
Yeah.
However, there is historical evidence in this in the past. In 2017, Danny Ainge did trade the number 1 overall pick in the 2017 draft to trade down to the number 3 pick in the draft.
Yes.
The 76ers got the number 1 overall pick and got the player that they just had to have, which is
Markelle Fultz.
How did that go?
Well, he's not in the NBA anymore.
Yeah, that ended up great. However, it worked out great for the Ainge and the Boston Celtics because they took number 3, Jason Tatum, which they held a private workout with, knowing that they can get more value by trading down, getting some future first picks. That future first round pick was a nothing burger in 2019. I don't even remember the player's name. Don't even think he's in the league anymore. But the point behind that is that they saw the option to trade from the number 1 overall pick, who, keep in mind, Markelle Fultz was the unanimous number 1 overall pick that year.
Absolutely, yeah.
So they like, we don't like him. We like this Tatum kid. Let's go ahead and trade down. Let's get some additional value for this guy. And that's exactly what they did. Now, that's the most known one. There are 3 other times that they've done this before as well that involved some other players that, some of you know, some of you don't. But the question still stands, like, what does it mean and why are they doing this? And why do they let the word, I like the way you put it, leak, and why do they let this out? Well, this leak tells the other 29 other teams that not only is DC open for business, but the Jazz are too.
Yeah.
It makes absolutely no sense. And this was in an interview that Austin Ainge did with DJ and PK. He said that none of these players are ready to go right out the gate, which I think is definitely positioning because there are about 3 to 4 players that are ready to go out of this draft, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That are going to be genuine
day one starters
and contributors on an NBA level that we haven't seen in forever.
The deepest draft since, what,
2003.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I guess 03 since the LeBron draft. And
Dwayne Wade.
Yep, Chris Bosh.
What's his name? That's not in the league anymore. Played for the Nuggets forever. Then went to the Knicks. Then to the Cavs. Then to LA. Gosh, it's going to kill me.
Kendrick Perkins.
No. He was actually in one of those drafts, by the way, when they traded down, by the way.
Oh, okay.
He was involved in one of those. Carmelo Anthony. Who it was.
Carmelo Anthony. Wow, that was actually insulting that I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was a long walk for the water there. Okay. So we established that this could be just simply positioning, or it could be that they do it because we showed historical evidence that they have, right?
Yeah.
So does it make sense to do this? Yes.
Does it make sense?
Yes, it does.
To move down?
To trade down in the draft. Okay. There is a logical play here that the Jazz could make to move down in the draft. So let's break down this team that we have already. Right?
Yeah.
Keep in mind, we just did a whole bit on it, how we never actually got to see this team play or try.
Absolutely.
Check out the video that we previously did somewhere.
Last week.
Yeah,
I'll
check
put
it out.
up there.
So here's the starting lineup. You got Keyonte at 1, Ace Bailey at 2, Larry at 3, Triple J at 4, and Kessler at 5. That's your starting lineup that team is going to have. Completely stout. They have some development they've worked with together over the last couple of years, some team cohesion there. You might actually want to see what this team has, what this team can do and develop into, and then move down further in the draft and take this Mikel Brown Jr. kid as a backup piece, as a developmental piece, as a point guard behind Keyonte, if you don't see Isaiah being the player you want to use going forward, right?
Yeah.
So it just adds to that part of the team that's going to be weaker in the back end, which is the guard position for the Utah Jazz.
Absolutely.
The team that's already stacked.
Especially if you have any doubt in Isaiah Collier.
Right.
You know what I mean? If there's any doubt that Isaiah Collier is not a NBA level player, even in a bench role, with playing 18, 25 minutes a night, if you don't think Collier can fill those minutes effectively and take you into the playoffs and get, rest for your bench guys, you absolutely look at doing this.
Yeah, and that gives you the opportunity to keep Bryce Sensabaugh. There's a whole bunch of different plays in here that works it. It also allows you to kind of, give you some more financial flexibility. So there's some logic there. Now, it also gives you a chance to improve your future draft capital. With them flattening the draft odds, those picks that are like late lottery, early first round picks that the Jazz have stacked over the last couple of years, those things become very, very valuable. And if you can add to that by simply giving the number 2
because
pick,
now it's a lot more random. All these teams that have been winning, all of a sudden those picks that teams are in the mid tier are a lot more valuable.
Yeah, imagine how much the Lakers would want to trade up from 5 to 2.
Yeah,
if AJ Dubance is the clear number 1, having Darren Peterson when they're going to more likely lose Kawhi Leonard. If not, then
the Clippers.
What did I say?
You said the Lakers.
Sorry, the Clippers.
Okay.
Clippers have the number 5 pick. So
okay.
You imagine if you trade down and so basically, so there is a way there's a reason why they would do it, right? There's a reason why there's historical evidence for why they do it.
Yeah.
And there's logical sense for them making this because it solves a financial problem that we're actually going to be talking about a little later.
Yeah.
So it checks all the boxes, man. This is definitely something that the Jazz could possibly do in trading the number 2 pick to trade down in the draft. Take Mikel Brown Jr. if they're basically pretty confident on the team they built so far, and actually stash him as a potential development piece in the back end.
Even Keaton Wagler? I mean, we did a video on.
We did a whole video on him too.
Yeah, I mean, to take him at 5, like that kid's a stud too.
Yeah,
like when we were projecting that the Jazz get the 5th overall pick, he's right in there, and
He was our only choice. You and I both picked only him.
we both picked him. I mean, he's 6'6" guard that shoots 38% from three. Like,
Yeah.
he's a great fit. He's more of a developmental piece. Like I said, if you get some future assets, he's not, I mean, that's a great fit for this system.
Yeah.
That you have time to develop and, make somebody earn their spot in that starting lineup.
Yeah. And Mikel Brown Jr. is actually 6'5", according to David Locke. So, which I heard on his podcast. It says 6'4" on Basketball Reference. But,
It does.
He has him at 6'5" because players are wearing shoes when they play basketball.
That's correct.
So what their measurement is in the combine doesn't count.
That's
so,
a great point.
I'm just saying.
They're like, he took his shoes off. You're like, yeah, he's not going to play like that. So.
He's not playing barefoot.
Yeah, and nobody else is either.
I wonder how much the league would change if they did, though. That'd be weird.
It depends on if they can wear grippy socks.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Barefoot. It's got to be barefoot.
Just barefoot. No, that might be a slippery mess.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, regular socks definitely would be.
Yeah.
But yeah. So what do you think? Do they do this?
No, definitely not. As much as I can see the reasoning behind why they would, I think, and I said this last week, and I will say it again, if the Jazz get a chance to draft Darren Peterson at number 2, they will do it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to have to agree with you. In my opinion, I don't think Ryan Smith feels like he's going to make that big a gamble at this point.
I agree.
The Angels, it was worth it to them at the time because they had a whole slew of banners hanging up in the garden.
Yep.
Not the
Yeah, they're the Boston Celtics. You don't have any issues recruiting. You can get players to come and play for you. Like they were, I mean, just a couple years later, going to be on the Gordon Hayward trail. Like they had a plan for what they were going to do. I think that the Jazz's timeline for this rebuild has expired. I think they are in win now mode. I think they are going to get the best possible player they can get out of this draft and get the Jazz into win now mode as soon as possible. You don't do that moving down in the draft.
Yeah, absolutely not. And like I said, in my opinion, I don't think it happens. And I think the sole reason is because of where the Jazz are versus where the Celtics were. I think that's the key driver there.
Yeah.
Now, do I think it's 100% gone conclusion they're not going to do it? No. I think that there's enough of a nugget here that you're basically going to try and call teams bluffs and try and see what happens and try to get them to flex on making some offers and seeing what they can do.
And I mean, they got to give you a Godfather type deal, right? It's too good to say no to.
Yeah. I mean, is there that much difference between Aaron Peterson and the rest of the field in the top 5? Yes. But outside of that,
Right.
the drop off is that's still a number 1 pick in any other draft.
Yeah.
And there's a reason why Cooper Flagg recertified so he didn't have to be in this draft.
Yeah.
So he could be the number 1 pick last year.
Yeah.
So there's that whole story to that. And so, yeah, I'd love to see what the Jazz are going to do. But honestly, I don't think that them trading down, somebody, this is just them doing their due diligence. Mikel Brown Jr., if something comes their way and they want to draft, something comes up, they want to make sure they're prepared for that Godfather offer and have a few folks they would be interested in taking lower in the draft. Yep. I think that's all this is.
Totally agree. Agree.
All right. We want to hear from you folks. Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments down below from that. And let's go ahead and jump into our next segment here. So, yeah, a few weeks back, AJ, we were discussing the top priorities for the Jazz outside of the draft.
Mm-hmm.
Remember this?
Yep.
Do you remember what those 2 priorities were?
I do remember exactly that. I think one of them were re-sign Walker Kessler, and the other one was re-sign Keyonte George.
Yeah, extend Keyonte. Yeah.
Extend Keyonte.
Yeah, we got to be literal because they'll let us know in the comments. So
yeah, that's a great point. Yeah, someone's going to be like, we technically Keyonte's under contract.
Yeah, exactly.
I got it. I understand. He's through contract through 26, 27.
We get it. Yeah, so again, job 1, re-sign Walker Kessler, restricted free agent. Job 2, extend Keyonte. Those are the most important things for this team to do. Well, there is a problem with that, AJ.
And what would that problem be, Darren?
Well, as some of the
because these are both great players.
Both great players.
Great players that are the key. Like you just named the starting 5.
Both of them are in
Both these guys are in there.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not like these guys aren't 100% considered part of what this rebuild has been,
for the last
where this team is going.
Yeah.
They've invested a bunch of time, a bunch of training. These guys have been through some really tough seasons with really, really bad teams.
Absolutely. So Now, followers of Utah Jazz DNA, folks probably already know where I'm going with this one. So DNA OGs out there, jump into the chatter in the comments and fire away because I think you know where I'm going. So according to SpotTrack.com, the Utah Jazz have a $198.1 million total allocation for the 2026-2027 season. So that means the active roster is 142 million, right? That's the active who we have under contract. And then we also have an additional 56 million in what they call cap hold, which is actually just allocations that they are expecting in
like a projection on payroll.
Projection on the rest of it, like the unrestricted free agents and free agent signings and who we have to pay in the draft, right?
Yep.
So now you and I actually looked at that number and we made some decisions on there. There are some of those that aren't right in that 56 million, but it actually equals the same amount when we actually work it through. Like, we don't think the Jazz are going to re-sign Caleb, sadly. Caleb's
Correct.
probably not with the team next year.
$8 million a year cap hold. Very unlikely the Jazz re-sign Kevin Love.
8.7 is what they had projected out, so almost 9.
Yeah.
Right? And then you also have Oscar and Elijah contracts, which, you add those together.
And you flip those to two ways, or you do whatever you want to do. You like the players, you keep them on the roster on the tail end, and you pay them $2 million a year. It's not going to drastically change anything in this discussion.
Right. But what it does do is you take those three and you free up you free up the money. That's going to be the $11 to $12 million we're going to have to pay to that number 2 overall draft pick.
That's
so that
correct.
number of 56 million is pretty much spot on. So, which will bring our total allocation, like I mentioned, that 192. There's some other on there, like Yusuf Nurkic, and which we believe the Jazz have a handshake deal with. Utah Jazz Conspiracy.
Good video.
Yeah. I swear, no one else is talking about that one, man.
Yeah.
There's got to be a reason for why a guy sits out half a season for a deviated septum on a contract walk year.
Yeah.
Like, there's got to be something.
They're like, we got you, Yusuf.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, anyway, so they say they have him getting paid like $30 million.
I don't think it's that high.
Right. And they got Kessler making $14 million. So,
And it's not that low.
yeah. So we're expecting those to probably flip, right? So,
Probably flip. Kessler in the $30 million range. I would say Yusuf probably in the roughly $18 to $20 million a year range.
So we would actually be pushing almost $60 million.
Correct.
Based off what we're saying there.
Yep.
So because of that, that puts us $33 million over the first apron. Now, if you look at the Spot Tracks page there, you'll notice something on those first apron, second apron pieces. You'll notice that it only says total allocations of the actual salary.
Correct.
They don't show those other allocations that are in there. So Spot Track shows the Jazz $66 million shy of the first apron max and $80 million shy of the second apron max. However, with that cap overhold, and like you mentioned, the additional couple money that Yusuf is going to get, that's probably closer to $60 million. So now we're much closer to that number. You add that, so now we're only like $10 million underneath the first salary cap, and we're only $23 million underneath the second apron.
Yeah.
So Keyonte is expected to make, according to Basketball Reference, not Basketball Reference, Spot Track, he's expected to make $31 million a year on a contract extension. So, AJ, that would put us over the second apron.
Yes.
So over the first apron,
and that's before you sign Walker Kessler.
No, that's with, because remember, we're going to give.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yep, you're right.
So if we keep both Walker Kessler and Keyonte George, first year we're going to be over the first apron, so we're going to be paying those penalties.
Yep.
And then the next season, after next year, because again, if they just give him the $6 million or the $8 million he's going to get this year, which I doubt they're going to do something to incentivize him to do that, or else why would he not wait till restricted free agency, right? If they don't do that, then what we're looking at is in year 2, they're over the second apron. So that gives you 1 year to see what this team can do. Its current rosters, where you're in the second apron and absorbing all the penalties that come out of that, risking all that future draft capital that we've built over the last 5 seasons and all those crap trades we've done. You're risking all of that because all those trades get knocked down because of those penalties.
Yep.
Is this team, more importantly, do you think this team is willing to pay all those penalties for a team that literally hasn't done anything yet?
So here's my thing. I truly believe that this team was built around Walker Kessler's defense and length, his defensive ability, his length. You switch any big man in the league besides Rudy Gobert, you will fall off on defensive productivity.
Okay.
Right. So this team's been built around Walker Kessler, and you go get Triple J, who's a defensive weapon.
Can't have him outside of power forward position.
But you can't have him outside. So you've got to have a 5 that can anchor the center. Right. And aside from Rudy Gobert, there's no one else in the league that can anchor the center like Walker Kessler. He blocks shot. Okay. I stand corrected. I just thought of Victor Wembanyama, but
not a traditional big though.
Not a traditional big, but he is a shot blocking weapon.
He is.
Yeah. So
could have had him.
But
I digress.
Yeah. A whole different episode. Okay.
We've done that video a couple times.
Yeah, we have. But you lose a ton of defensive productivity. And especially with Walker starting to stretch out, he's shooting some more threes. He gets absolutely deadly if he gets into that 35% shooting the 3-point range. Offensively, he would be great. Defensively, he's an anchor. This team's built around Walker Kessler. Okay. I think that's the whole design is let's get big at that the whole front court is massive.
Okay.
Right?
I think I see where you're building on this.
Yeah.
Okay, so answer my question first before you get there though.
Okay.
Do you think this team is willing to go into the second apron on this team already?
I do.
So you do?
I do think so.
Okay. Then go ahead and keep going what you're saying. Okay. Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good. You're good. Because my next point is Keyonte George is a star.
Yes.
He is a rising star. This guy has been playing his own game on a team that's really bad. And his individual production just keeps getting better. The moments that he's out there with players that are at or above his skill level, Keyonte only gets better. So you put out 5 NBA caliber players on the court with Keyonte George. We've seen it. He's grown before our eyes. He's not scared of any big moments. He can take the big shots. Keyonte George is the guy you have to have run it, whether it's 1 or 2, whoever we draft, however you pick it. Keyonte George is a guy that you absolutely have to invest in. And I think the Jazz will absolutely push into the second apron. I think you sign everybody, you get your extensions out, you see how this team does in that first year. And even if they make the playoffs, even if they push their first series to 7 games, you keep buying in. I think that there's too much. You get these guys under contract. They're not going to diminish their value enough out of these contracts, I don't believe, right? These guys have both earned these contracts for a reason. And I think Kessler's contract could come in a little bit lower because he has been so injury prone that they're going to try to get a deal on Walker Kessler. They're going to try to not pay him $30 million a year. I know we're projecting that, but Walker Kessler hasn't been healthy for a full season. Whether it's, you want to say it's because the injuries and, the way that they've been formulating this team to lose for the last couple of years, whatever you want to call it, he still hasn't been healthy.
Right. The same argument we have with Lauri Markkanen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. The Lauri, but I think the Lauri argument is a little different because I think Lauri has been healthy, and I think his has been more, let's make sure he's ready. I don't think Walker's been healthy. I think his shoulder was a full season-long repair. You know what I mean? Like he's got to get this done. They're hoping that he's going to be ready and actually be healthy enough for a full season. But they've built this team around Walker Kessler, because if you've got Walker Kessler, Triple J, Lauri, Ace, KG3, and then whoever you pick up from this draft, this team will be very talented. They will be in a position, especially when you throw in some of the great pieces we have, like Cody Williams and Bryce Sensabaugh and Isaiah Collier, and even throw in Flip. Some of these guys, you have some great depth pieces that you spent some valuable draft picks on, that you've invested time in, that guys are getting better. And we're watching these guys play with a team that was just not good, with players that were not NBA ready. Yes. My answer is yes. I think the Jazz could very easily push the second apron and try to go all in on Walker and KG3.
Yeah. So the basis behind all this was originally when you and I first brought up the subject, is we saw something, and I wish I could find it so I can link it in the comments down below, where they mentioned the fact that KG3 could potentially be a draft piece.
Yes.
Because,
a trade piece. Absolutely.
Sorry. Yeah. Trade piece. Because his value has never been higher.
Yeah.
He's got a year of control, and you can easily extend him. He's in a small market team, pretty much anywhere else in the NBA he'd want to go. Probably would be, with the exception of a few teams, would probably be something where he would want to go, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So his value has never been higher, and he's got the highest value on this team.
I agree.
Probably one of the highest valued contracts in the NBA right now, because he's got one more year of control, and then he's a free agent. So then he's a restricted free agent, so you can always match, right? So
yep.
So that's originally where this conversation came. We're like, okay, well, we got to keep him, right? So we got to extend him now, so we keep him happy. I'm like, well, then we can't afford to pay Walker Kessler, because of everything we talked about, right?
Yeah.
And we really don't have a choice with Walker Kessler. He's an unrestricted free agent.
Correct.
If somebody offers him $30 million, guess what? You're matching.
Yeah.
You're not letting him walk.
He's a restricted free agent.
Right.
Yeah.
So if someone offers him $30 million,
you've got to match.
You're
Absolutely.
gonna match.
Yeah.
And you're not going to let him walk. There's no backup, like you mentioned. There's nobody that you can. You need a traditional big to anchor the center position, or else there's no point in trading for Triple J. And there's, exactly to your point. Now, what do I think? Do I think they keep both and risk this? Yeah, I think they do. And do you know the reason why?
Why?
For the same reason why we go back to the other conversation we just had, and it comes down to Ryan Smith.
Yeah.
Ryan Smith is a passionate owner who's been a lifelong Jazz fan.
Yep.
I think there's not a single owner out there on the planet that wants to win a ring more than Ryan Smith.
I actually have that in mind. That's like how I closed out. That was how I was going to close out the exact same way, dude. I strongly believe that Ryan Smith wants to bring a championship to Utah, and he knows that the chances of doing it without one of these guys is significantly lower.
Yeah, I think he does. I think he risks going in and facing the penalty of that second apron. I just don't see a way where you benefit not doing it.
Yeah.
I don't know. We want to hear from you folks. Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments down below when it comes to this. This is just a subject we were thinking about when we realized that the Jazz can't really pay everybody. And I think that there is still some wiggle room, man, because you got some other contracts that are going to be expiring in that.
Yeah,
there is. You cannot extend Flip when he becomes eligible. You cannot extend Bryce Sensabaugh when he becomes eligible.
And there's always the front load contracts, back load contracts, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of flexibility there.
There's some flex, yeah, that keeps them maybe just on the edge of that second apron, right, where they're maxed out the first, and because I know that you can front load these contracts where we have a little bit of roster flexibility on the front side.
Mm-hmm.
Because Keyonte is scheduled to make $8 million this year, and if you offer him 25 or 30 million, whatever, realistically, that's only 22,000 more than, 22 million more than he was going to make.
Right.
So it's not necessarily a full $30 million cap hit this year. It's only a $22 million cap hit because he was already scheduled to make $8 million.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things that I think the Jazz go all in, man.
Yeah. And I'd have to agree with you, man. I just think, again, it comes down to the ownership. I think that he's too passionate, and I think he's also just simply not willing to risk what he feels it just like we do, man.
Yeah.
He saw the love and the appreciation and the fire that he got from the Mammoth, making it to the playoffs, pushing it to, getting a couple home wins,
And I think he loves this team, and I think he loves these players, and I think he wants to see this team succeed.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. I think he's due for ownership. He's due for basically a little bit of reward for that suffering.
Absolutely.
As a Jazz fan and as the person who has to sit in front of Pat McAfee and explain this every single year. Right?
Absolutely.
So yeah, we want to hear from you folks. Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. That was just a conversation we thought that we needed to have because again, there's gonna be a lot of talks on this. And if I see one comment talking about that Lauri Markkanen is expandable, we can just trade him. That contract is not tradable.
Turn it around. Don't leave us a comment on that because we will fight you in the comments. Okay.
We get up earlier than you on that one.
You cannot trade Lauri Markkanen's contract. Okay.
Yeah.
The dude's 28 years old.
And it's too high. The price is too high.
$40 million a year.
It gets to 50.
And I'm not saying he's not worth it to our team. He's just not worth it to another team.
Exactly. That's just a huge. In the modern CBA, there's just a huge cap hit.
And Lauri likes living here, and he wants to play on this team, and he just went through a bunch of rough years, and he grew up with these guys, and he's trained these guys, and they're all on the same page when they get out on the floor. And if they go out there and they do all the things that I think they can do, this could be a really, really good year to be a Jazz fan.
Yeah, and salary dumping to get rid of him, all the prospects you're going to attach to that, it's not going to be worth it.
For what?
It's not going to be worth it. Yeah.
Especially if you're in the second open where you got to match salaries going out.
Yeah, which actually and you lose your mid, and you also lose your mid-level exception, which the Jazz have.
Absolutely, yeah.
So yeah, there's a bunch of that stuff, but
we want to know what you guys think.
Yeah, we want to hear from you. Let us know, dude. Not a whole lot of chatter in the chat this week.
No,
appreciate it, Tam.
No.
Thanks for holding it down.
Yeah.
One thing we did want to talk about when it comes to the NBA, and let's talk about a former Jazz man, and this is Donovan Mitchell. Again, we gave his flowers to him last week when he made his first conference finals.
And in a week's time.
And just like that, it's over. What's your take on his first conference finals, even with the sweep? What's your take on it?
I think Donovan, that Cavs team needs some help, man. I mean, you go out there and you get James Harden, you think this could be the guy to help him. And I understand James Harden's on the tail end of his career. One rule change and all of a sudden he's not nearly as effective as he used to be. But Don just didn't have the help, man. I mean James Harden scored 12 points in game 4. Went 0 for 6 from 3. Like, he's such a good player, and it kind of hurts you. It was good to see JC make it, knowing he's heading to the NBA Finals.
Yeah.
So we're big JC fans in this area, but
yeah, absolutely.
To see Don go out that way, and especially knowing that he was forced to really carry that team. And
he didn't have his best series either.
He didn't, but he didn't play. I mean, his plus minuses looked horrible on paper, but I really think that it's really easy to get a negative plus minus when you play 38 minutes in a game.
Yeah. Well, here's kind of my take when it comes to the whole thing, man. Yes, Donovan Mitchell was swept out of his first series, but it's definitely not his fault.
Yeah.
This team, first of all, who's the Evan Mobley? Is that the other guy?
Mobley, yeah.
Mobley, yeah.
Yeah.
Evan Mobley.
Evan Mobley.
I've heard it both ways. So Mobley, he didn't show up. Like, that guy got paid, and then just this whole season just did not live up to what he was supposed to be when he got that Fed contract. So he was MIA. And any team that signs James Harden has to understand that this guy just disappears in the playoffs.
He's a ghost, man.
It doesn't matter what rule you call it. He always does. Well, again, unless this is the Jazz, then he's Michael Jordan. But when it comes to that, he always disappears in the playoffs, regardless of that rule change or not. He can look over every single year he's done this in the playoffs. And it's only going to get worse now he's in his tail end of his career. And they were saying the only reason why he accepted this trade from the Clippers to the Cavs is that they have a handshake deal saying that he would get an extension with the Cavaliers. So
that's terrifying.
Congratulations, Donovan Mitchell. You're hitched to the, James Harden train for the next couple of years.
Yeah, which is brutal.
So right now it's been reported that Donovan Mitchell's key thing is to win. He's made his all-star teams. He's made his money.
He's made his all-NBA teams. He's maxed out every single contract he's had. He just wants to win at this point.
He wants to win.
Yeah.
And that's what he was hoping to get out of this trade when he got traded to the Cavs. He thought the team was strong enough, and they were in the Western Conference, so the conference was weak enough. Yeah. And then now your ride's going to be hitched to him.
Yeah.
For at least a couple of years. Do you really see a chance with the team the way it's currently manufactured that they're going to get a chance?
I don't. I mean, not without moving some more pieces. I mean, the defense was atrocious for that Cavs team. McKinley just commented that they kind of struggled against crappy, flawed East teams and then got crushed against the only good team. That is, I agree. They struggled.
Throw those up.
Yeah, they weren't super dominating, but they were the better teams in those series, and the Knicks did look good.
Yeah. Mitchell and the Cavs struggled against crappy, flawed East teams. Yeah, the fact that they had to go to 7 games in every series was kind of a.
That's also really tough on your body, dude.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. To not win anything, you're just beat down by the time you got to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, no, I'd have to agree with you on that one, man. And I think that what we're probably going to see is we're probably going to see Donovan Mitchell ask out of his contract, asked to be traded.
Where could he go?
Oh, I know where he's going to go.
The Knicks.
No. Not the Knicks.
The Lakers.
Yes.
I could see it.
Who would you rather have, Donovan Mitchell or Austin Reeves? Are you playing me right now? Like, I would hands down every day, twice on Sunday, take Donovan Mitchell over Austin Reeves.
I don't know. I mean, Austin Reeves he's what, 2 years younger than Donovan?
Yeah, but you're not. The Lakers are trying to win now. They're not worried about.
Yeah.
And Donovan Mitchell's still in his prime.
Still in his prime, for sure.
You know.
I mean, he's 25.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's got years of prime left, right?
Yeah.
Like he's got 3-4 years of really, really good basketball left.
Yeah.
Yeah. We haven't even seen the best of him, most likely.
Well, I'd say I think he's at it right now. I think this was probably the best regular season he's had in his career.
Yeah.
But no, I just think that there's a good chance that he asks for a trade. And I think the team that has the best option to bring him in would be the Lakers. I think that they're either that or the Clippers, depending on what happens with Kawhi Leonard. So, yeah, man, I think that's probably because if he wants to win, man, it's not going to happen with the Cavs over the next couple of years.
Yeah, but teaming up with Luka could.
Yeah, definitely not if they have James Harden on the team. The Cavs aren't going anywhere.
Right.
Yeah, teaming up with Luka,
it's a much different story. Yeah.
Much different story.
Yeah.
Want to hit a few of these comments here. I like this one from McKinley. I said, it's funny how people call this Cavs team the Walmart 2021 Jazz team. Yeah, well,
I haven't heard that.
Yeah, I think that's pretty funny. And I would say this, at least the Cavs made it to a conference finals. That hurts.
That does hurt here.
Yeah, it really does. The Jazz just did not play. Was it 2021 where they had the best record in the NBA and then got bounced in the first round?
It was.
Yeah, that team just was
with
not.
Such a good team.
Yeah, well, Donovan Mitchell will ask for a trade at the beginning of that season. He'll say on every Windhorse interview that he didn't, but do some research and you'll see that he did ask for a trade. He did want out, and then he just obviously just phoned it in the rest of that year. So what the Jazz could have been would have been awesome. We got another comment here from McKinley saying, I think the Jazz keep Kessler and Keyonte. It just depends on how long they want to keep them. If you can get them both on good contracts, I see them being a team for a long time. Yeah, that's the goal, right? We're not really in control of what happens with Kessler. We are in control of what happens with Keyonte.
Yeah.
We can go in there and say, hey, look, we think you're worth, $31 million a year is basically what you're projected to get. We'll buy out your last year of your rookie contract, and we'll pay you 25 or 27 a year throughout that entire year contract. That way, the contract itself is worth more money.
Yeah.
I can see them doing something like that, getting that one under control, but Walker Kessler, we really don't have much.
You're going to be in a forced to match situation there.
Yeah, somebody might see his value and just force this situation. Yeah. So we'll have to see on that one. Another one here is we got from McKinley says, even Kessler gets a bigger contract, then we won't have to pay. You won't pay probably still. Wait, I'm not reading that right.
Even if Kessler gets a bigger contract than you want to pay, you probably still pay him that with the intention of using that salary as a trade filler. We don't have a lot of tradable contracts right now, which is a great point.
Yeah, we don't. But again, there's so much going on in the back end there. We don't know what that Yusuf Nurkic handshake deal looks like.
Correct.
Which it is a thing. I stand by that. It's either a sign and trade or they're going to pay him, right? There's something there. But yeah, I don't know. I just think it's really interesting to look at this and how this Jazz team is going to be a top 5 payroll team in the NBA a year after they were the second worst team in the NBA.
Yeah.
That's just insane to me.
That is insane.
It's crazy to think about. We want to hear from you folks. Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. For all those who are joining us on the live stream, we deeply appreciate. Thanks for joining us. A special shout out to all those listening on the podcast afterwards. And if you watch this on YouTube, on either Utah Jazz DNA or on the main channel, we'd love to say thank you on that one.
Absolutely. And if you're watching on YouTube on one of our short videos, just know this whole episode is available as a podcast at DNA Sports Recap, wherever you get your audio.
With all that said, my name is Darren, that is AJ, and this has been a DNA Sports Recap episode.
Till next time. I totally forgot what I was supposed to say.
I didn't say the right thing either.
Yeah, I was like, till next time, man.
Exactly. Love you guys. Thanks for joining. See ya.
Messed me up, man.